Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCK matchup.
Is what you can get when your bottom side is a little bit in tatters.
Yeah, we'll see if any of our mid laners, get a moment to push, but you're exactly right. I don't think that Mordekaiser and Cassante are going to be giant threats in the side lane unless Zeus gets massive or Keen does. But yeah, Chovy just going to return here. We do a lot of action, actually. Zoner's on the top side here as well, trying to threaten Keen. All Out is down, but Zeus also being pressured under his turret. Who's going to be the first top laner to fall is really the question as the sleep will come in, but the Senna ult helping a bit. A lot of tanking goes in from Guma as Keen is very low, but no kill just yet. Another plate to go down, and finally it will come through. First blood, and Zeus will go down as we expected, but first blood does go to T1.
Now there's no teleport here to protect this top lane, so a lot of plates. It looks like Gen.G more interested in pushing plates bottom side, not willing to take a fight. They already bought 5 minutes of time with that first dragon. I say that though, Lahenz is going to come over and mess around. Does have unsealed, but no smite set, and they are just going to give this up.
Yeah, pretty surprising. I mean, they got a plate and bot past 8 in the later stage of the game, but either way, we are going to get this TP up from the side of Zeus, as it does look like they do want to go for the fight. Keen just in the front line trying to zone this one away as the smite, where will it go? It does go to Gen.G as Lahenz is in the death chamber, but he is still alive. Zeus in that front line trying to take down this Ornn and might be able to, no, does get rooted up. Meanwhile, Keen will go down. Faker does pick up that kill as the Rift Herald did go to Gen.G.
Really a split read here from T1. They sent Zeus bottom. They had Kalista pushing top, and then they suddenly opted to fight. They ended up winning the fight, and they got a kill onto Keen, but they lost the objective. Guma looks like he's still going to be able to get this turret after winning the ensuing fight, but it looked like T1 were just going to give and try to get advantages in top and bottom instead. But late committed to the fight, and then we're still successful there. Again, Corki not very strong just yet, but the Mordekaiser ult is game-changing when you can fight that Gen.G can offer. Yeah, they have a big front line, and their Zarya isn't online just yet, but if T1 are indecisive and a few spears land, that's Dragon going over, and Keen's pushing forward.
Yeah, Keen trying to catch Faker. That's not going to work out. Now he just gets hooked and has to flash away. The sleep is coming in, and Keen is just dead, as Owner will pick up that kill. Keen very over-aggressive in that moment, trying to start a fight onto Valkyrie. Corki, as now Gen.G still trying to fight for this one, 4v5. They have the poke, but at the end of the day, they're just going to have to give it up.
His ult is almost here, but I think without it, you just can't win this one. You got to leave, and that they will. Chovy trying to trade this for a turret. It's super low. It looks like he will get away with this. He can just slide over the wall. If anyone tries to go for a punish, will scout with his extendo. This might be a bridge too far.
Yeah, they're actually trying to ult this as well. Is it actually a zoning ult? I mean, they've got Senna here, they've got Ornn. They're just trying to cut T1 off from trying to defend the mid turret. As meanwhile, they are going to have Keen TP down to the bottom lane to stop this turret from going down.
It was a pretty peculiar decision from Keen to try to engage there in that last fight. I feel like Gen.G were in prime position to continue around this Baron. And like you say, with Rend and the Mordekaiser ult, you could do some fancy footwork there, but if you end up trying to take Baron and failing, the game basically ends as Hook comes through.
Yeah, that is Lahenz. He's got some backup this time around. There have been a couple of awkward moments. Now the ult is going to be sent into the Ornn as now the TP comes in. Lahenz is dead though. I mean, this is no way for him to get out. That's a pick on a Lahenz, and now T1 absolutely could consider this Baron, but still a very even game, and it looks like they just want to go for mid tier 1 instead. Guma just going to flash because he went the wrong way.
Yeah,
wanted to go very fast to mid, I guess. And, well, he will get in there as Keen going to be pulled back by the Mordekaiser. Got to be careful. Send Zeus down there.
Runins is done for Chovy. I mean, he's starting to build towards some lifesteal here.
Out here on this Ocean Drake.
Lahenz has smite set on his unsealed. He's ready to potentially double smite this one with Canyon here. A lot of damage. That combo very difficult to steal this one away as T1. Chovy?
Oh, the ult here from Carrier. They're going to catch Chovy, and he should be going down. Down he goes. As meanwhile, Gen.G trying to do something in mid, but Guma's just hopping away. Keen trying to go 1v3 here, nearly takes down Faker, but at the end of the day, it's 2 kills for the side of T1. Carrier still on the chase here. Lahenz in a lot of trouble against this Kalista, and slowly and surely he's going to survive, actually. Does not burn down.
They're looking for a Baron.
Maybe gonna go for it. Faker's doing the dragon for some reason.
He does not have teleport, and I don't know if they saw him. It looks like he was seen on the ward. Gen.G do know. They're going to come over here and contest this. Lehens has no ult, though. This is going to be a Hail Mary. He has smite, but no flash.
Yeah. How does he get over the wall? Well, I guess he's just going to try to walk in from the top side. That's not going to happen. I think he might just have to go over to Canyon on the steal as the spear really catches it. But no, with the Kalista, an easy secure here for T1.
T1's punish game, point and click, set up the knockup. Very easy to lock Chovy down there. And Gen.G's setups have been a little bit rocky, to say it nicely. They will be able to, it looks like, even up the dragons here, but it feels like a consolation prize.
2 games, one was 26, one was 24. So now T1 up against Gen.G, finally putting up a good fight, and perhaps Gen.G just weren't quite ready for this level of fight, you know? T1 are certainly bringing their A game today as well. They're going to lose the blue for some reason. Canyon just going to take that down with the spear. And so far this Baron push has been a little bit lackluster. We're finally going to get one turret that does go down in mid.
And Chovy's not here down to this moment from Keria. He's got flash, flashes, ults, hooks, calling out. He has no flash as they focus on. He's just watching. He's watching his Kalista on the other side. That's a support AD carry duo right there.
Sometimes just kind of die for no reason in some of their other matches, but it really feels like today he's got his head on straight, and if he's got that, well, I say that, now he's a bit caught alongside Aguma as they're trying to get onto Aguma. Keria is just going to get Fates called away, and double TP are coming in. T1 trying to turn the fight as the ult goes in. The death chamber onto Chovy, and there's more like that third triple knockup comes in from Keen as he's going to knock that one. Faker's just chasing Canyon into the jungle, but he's not going to help out his team until right now. Misses the Valkyrie over the wall and is not able to get on in there. Not even sure if he wanted to really get on in there as Gen.G, they're turning this game around, trying to take down Owner now, who is a bit alone. Finally, Faker will come over and try to punish, takes out Keen, and he might just have the damage, forces the flash from Pays, so that they have to get away from this one. Owner still on the chase, looking for a bowling ball, as actually it's Faker, who does get in there with one auto.
One auto's enough. And that's it. I mean, that's a rapid fire cannon damage coming through here from Faker. Chovy going to try to look for a punish here onto Owner potentially, but I think a bit optimistic as they just were split there on the call. Keen once again kind of going in, hoping he could take Owner out in the 1v1 because he's got so much MR even though he was low. Lehens?
Yeah, Lehens TPing in, but we have Keria nearby as well. I think actually Gen.G have to back away from this one.
Yeah, bit of a disaster.
Uh-oh, yeah, Lehens might just be dead. No flash and really no hope. Gets a heal from the Nidalee and then just dies. And the TP, a bit desperate to say the least. T1 still in control.
I mean, these frontliners have been punished so hard by T1 this game. 1 in 5 for Keen, 0 in 3. Lehens caught multiple times this game trying to make plays. Keria?
Now, speaking of trying to make plays, we saw a pretty good one from Keen in the last fight, but at the end of the day, ooh, Hook is going to miss. Canyon was decently fed, but Owner is certainly very far ahead of him at this point.
He has his Zonias, so I mean, he's somewhat tanky and can really set up big ultimates, especially when he has flash like he does now.
All right, let's see the angle here. Keria's on the backside, will flash over the wall as now maybe a sleep to come in. That did hit 2 people, but that is just Cassante. Now the turn coming in, and Keria's way too far forward, but he's very tanky. Does he have the items? And yeah, he's got Fate's Call as well as Owner trying to chip away at that front line. But Keria is too far in the front, and down he will go. Lehens and Keen still alive.
Level 18 Chovy, front to back.
He's waiting, he is waiting, he's hunting for that moment. Another spear is gonna land, and here comes Chovy over the wall, just to immediately be put in the death chamber up against the Mordekaiser. Gets countered by the Mordekaiser. Owner going in by himself. Keen does take down one, but he will fall as well, and now Owner on the chase here. Should eventually be able to take these two out, I would imagine, or at least keep them around in time for Guma to come over. As the Lilia so slippery, just gonna run away.
After that last fight, great ultimate there from Zayas. He won't have it for this one to keep Canyon out of the pit, but he doesn't have flash, so it's a one-way trip.
Faker's just so fed. I mean, like, he's just able to Valkyrie into people now. He's 5-0 and 7, matching Owner, who's also throwing bowling balls over the wall.
He's so late.
So low. Yeah, there's just no way Gen.G can get in.
Yeah, and Lens just TPs to clear ward. T1, I feel like
it's just so oppressive. Like Gen.G, they're trying to heal through the damage. They're trying to tank, but their front lines just get absolutely melted. You mentioned it was like 10k damage that Owner did in that last. Absolutely. So, I mean, we're here in this spot where it looks like T1 are pretty much on the doorstep of winning game number 1. They haven't taken an inhibitor yet, and they still are going up against Ornaments, as Faker's just going to be caught out and just killed. Down he goes, right as I was saying it. Gen.G trying to fight their way back into this game, as they do get that pick, and now Keria just going to try to peel for the team. They have to use Fate's Call. Meanwhile, in mid, Zeus wants this inhibitor.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get extremely long cooldown here for this next Dragon fight. Soul point here for T1. And
yeah, that Owner is just going to be pulled back into the team. The Cassante gets the jump on him, and Owner is dead. And now Gen.G have prevented the Ocean Soul, which would have been massive up against all this folk.
They're trying to push maybe mid here to get an inhibitor in return, but again, it's so risky. By the way, 1,000 kills, fewest games, youngest player.
Really make the series interesting, but now Gen.G feel like they're back in control.
Yeah, it's still interesting. It's not over yet, but Gen.G making the plays.
Yeah, they're trying to isolate this front line, actually, trying to get on top of the Mordekaiser, but now Faker gonna go into the fight and immediately just die, as Toby will take him down and punish Faker in the mid lane, as now Zeus has to go into this one. We do have a sleep as well. Lilia, Owner trying to do the damage, but this front line is just so tanky. Owner, though, gonna go golden. Is it enough, as Guma soloing down Keen? It's a very close fight, but at the end of the day, you see Chovy and you see Pays on nearly full health, and Gen.G, it looks like they may have just done it again.
Yeah, looks like they may have. It's been a few games this season that Gen.G been brought to the brink. It looked like maybe it's another win, it's another loss for Gen.G, but maybe it's not today, maybe it's not in this first game. The flyby extendo beam is going to miss. It looks like Owner gets out with his life, but that's not going to stop this Baron from going down. And there's a light be able to actually take the first inhibitor of this series.
Yeah. They only got one grub, you remember from the early game where not a lot was happening. But take a look at the actual human nexus that is Pays right now. He is a turret, and nobody can get on top of him. Nobody can close the gap between them and the Senna, and everybody on the side of T1 is just taking massive poke damage. Nobody can escape the wrath that is Pays right now. And, you know, he's got 1,000 kills. He's got over 1,000 assists now as well in the LCK. And Gen.G off of the backs of him in this very strong late game comp might just end the game here. Keria desperate to try to stop the push from coming in. Faker doing a lot of damage, but immediately the heals come in.
So many minions starting to stack up here. Great front line. Pays could just hit Faker from so far away.
Yeah, there's just no way for him to ever fight that 1v1. Keria trying to stop the wave. Guma trying to do it as well. As down will go Chovy, but there's a second, even stronger AD carry that's left over. It is Pays on Senna. As okay, got a little sleep coming in. Trying to delay. Faker trying to get on in here, but Owner just falls, and immediately Faker will as well. Canyon might go down. No, he is actually going to live somehow. Gen.G take game 1 in 42.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCK matchup.
One as they did back, so they actually don't know where he is right now. And so this is actually a huge boon. They're going to come over here and find out. Lehen's going to play bodyguard.
I think Lehens has to be very careful here, and as I say that, I think he might just die. He is extremely low, but they don't want to push into the Nidalee, but in goes Owner, and his first blood for Faker, as now trying to turn this one around is Gen.G, but they only have 2 people. They're trying to take down Keria. Tons of damage between these two, and in fact, Keria will be run down as he doesn't have flash anymore as well, and both of the supports get punished.
Yeah, it's a kill going over.
Yeah, and both of these AD carries about to start picking up some turret plates here. We'll see how this does go, as Keen on the Cassante, no exhaust anymore, and there's 3 people down, but Canyon has made his way down here as well, trying to stop the dive, and this is very dangerous against a Cassante, and look at Keen just getting away from the Q, and Keria is just left for dead. He's just gone. There's nothing that Guma and Owner can do about it, just a failed dive from T1.
Yeah, and look at the top lane. Pays is getting pressure on
started
those.
To gain a lead, but this time Gen.G are getting it started much earlier with some very nice map plays just to move around and get as much gold onto Pays as possible, honestly. They're like, okay, we want to get him the plates. We're going to send Canyon down bot so that Keen is safe, and it just gets your gold in the right places. Meanwhile, trying to get a little bit extra as Faker in a rough spot, but he will be able to just dash away as he is the 0.
That's more plates for Pays, you know, +1. Crazy stuff as Pays left alone for a moment here. Difficult to punish, though. He has barrier flash and of course his ultimate, and he'll clear this wave quickly enough.
Actually gonna get a hook there, but doesn't quite matter. As you mentioned, Zeri pretty annoying to deal with and pretty difficult to dive, especially when she has that wave clear. As it does look like, you know, Zeus is still going to be able to put on some pressure up in that top lane at least. And so T1 have that lane going well for them, but everything else not so great as Gen.G are really punishing them, trying to get in here, but now it's actually Canyon who's going to get Fender's dragged back, and now Pace is in a lot of trouble. Barrier not going to help him out as T1 call the bluff on the bottom side and come up big.
Finally, T1 are able to make this bottom side play work. They get Canyon first, then turn on to Choice, and then Pace is just left out to dry. Lehens can do nothing to assist. He used his combo just moments before.
Trying to make a play up here on the top side. That spear looks like it missed, but it might not matter. Zeus is extremely low, does flash the wall. Remember, Keen doesn't have his flash, but he's Cassante just goes through the wall and takes him down.
How do you like this mobility creep? I don't need flash. She said it, Valdez. He doesn't need flash. He doesn't want that.
Cassante is it's an enigma. He does whatever he wants. Meanwhile, though, T1 are getting this bottom turret, so there is that.
Yeah, Chovy's been taking all the farm in mid. Pace has been trying to get farm in bottom. I think we might have to have a little switcheroo on that as this turret goes down. Will be the first turret going to T1, so maintaining
the pick as well. You remember like the 1v4 play from him. That's the one that always stands out in my mind. And, you know, he picked it in game 1. Looked great on it. Well, maybe
in the
not,
end,
maybe not great, yeah. Did get a vote in the POG. Lehens does have Unbreakable Will, but he doesn't want to use it. He's going to really try to save it until the very end, and he's just going to die instead.
Well, I mean,
okay,
it's a long cooldown.
Yeah, not as long as Flash.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Trading flashes with Faker calculated?
I mean, look, there's not much saving that one, unfortunately, for Lehens, but he has Hex Flash. They're going to get a turret, it looks like the inner here, in trade for this. It's Chemtech Soul, so, you know, I mean, losing a dragon doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah. There are a decent amount of shields in this game, but they're small shields. I feel like the percentage game is not going to help out too much.
The tenacity will feel pretty good for T1's comp, I would say.
You got some healing for the Italy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, we're trying to get an engage going on. Owner here is in a bit of trouble, and this Alistar's getting some huge dividends. Lehens actually saving that Unbreakable Will. Doesn't actually do anything. Meanwhile, Keen is in the base. He is in T1's base, and he does not care. And he's going to fight under the turret. Look at this. What is happening here?
Doesn't have his exhaust back, so can't actually turn this into a kill, but there's been a little bit of Gen.G accidentally going into enemy teams' bases recently, and this one goes a lot better than what happened with Hayes.
Faker? Okay, well that was, yeah, that wasn't it, and he might die, as now he doesn't have a dash. Here's Owner trying to save him, and you know what? Maybe we'll be able to, as now it's just Owner going to give his life for him. Nearly takes out Canyon, one hit. Might have done it, but yeah, that was a cover your eyes moment, as now T1 trying to close the gap here on a Canyon, as they did go pretty deep for that kill, but it's just a trade of kills, and meanwhile you're losing your top turret and your mid turret.
And you got teleport out of Zeus, and you had to make this teleport happen to go bottom side to trade a kill, but maybe you should have just been, I don't want to say happy with
like
the L.
Ezreal, it's 80 carries that are OP, he's a fantastic Zeri player, etc. But in this game, it might just be a little bit of Cassante, Keen, and
there's that ward on the Baron. Owner's clearing some vision here, but Gen.G just has so much control. There isn't a great choice to make. And now Faker is finally going to go up here and maybe start to threaten this top turret. It's very healthy.
There's a lot of pings on Baron right now from the blue team. Yeah. Making me a bit worried.
I just don't think you can. I mean, Zeus has TP. We can come over there and maybe help you turn. But again, I mean, Faker went Nashor's Tooth and now is itemizing, you know, he went for the Seeker's Arm Guard. So it's not like he's sitting on a Leandri's Nashor's worth of Baron damage right now. So I just don't think it's reasonable. They can maybe really difficult for them to actually go into a team fight where somebody gets caught and then turn it after they lose someone, because their team comp is reliant on all the pieces working together. And once again, they're just going to put two solo laners in the same lane to get a turret. Like, Gen.G does this. They're like, no, it's solo lane, it's a duo lane. We actually get the turret. The double TP to Baron, calling your bluff.
Yeah, and this is what it will force, but Gen.G are okay with that because they push their lead even farther, and they say, okay, we won't have TP, but we don't necessarily need it. And now it's actually Owner who's kind of getting corralled out of this one, as, of course, Zeus held on to his TP. So T1 have teleport advantage, but what does it get you, you know, from behind? That's really what T1 need to figure out right now.
Yeah, and Gen.G are saying, you want Chemtech bottom, we're all top, we double TP'd, you have no vision here. Kennen can't teleport anywhere topside here. Keen is holding the door here, misses the engage there, Carria, and Gen.G looking to turn.
Yeah, they want to fight. And here we go, level 16, Cassante. That's a huge amount of damage from the Xayah and Kennen, as Exhaust going to be used. Carria trying to punish, not going to catch him. And so Keen kind of finding out the amount of damage that T1 does have when they engage, but now Lahens gets in there, and Owner in a bit of a rough spot as in goes Faker. He is going to get the drop on a pace as they throw everything into the Zeri. That is a huge catch, but now Faker will go down, and Lahens is kiting this one out, and he will be able to headbutt to potentially survive as well. Look at the health bars here on Zeus and Carrier. They are so low, and they're getting poked out, and there's not much they can do except run from here.
Yeah, Zeus, no flash here, really tough to make anything happen. Gumayusi is really the main character here. If T1 were ever to get something done here, might even try to look for a backstop. He's gonna flash cone in.
Okay, he's going in. Didn't think that Cassante was nearby, and well, he found out that he was, and now he's dead. Flash is gone, and Keen still doesn't need flash, because he's Cassante.
I mean, it was so close to being that team standing by. You just didn't have the right read. There's no Baron take, but it will be Gen.G getting soul point here. And every little bit helps. I mean, all the extra healing, the extra tenacity with
their
these small
own jungle, which was just pinged, by the way.
Yep.
And they're just going to start Baron. And they can 2-mana with Corki and Nidalee, and then eventually have the rest of the team come over, and there's just zero vision. I mean, T1, they're just going to have to send it, but they're too late. They're backing.
You can't even engage on Lahens. He's got ult, he's got flash. Like, Owner is just going to push that top turret, which has been alive and it's basically full health for the whole time. Bounty's now up. No bottom turret to push on the opposite side of the map. T1 almost checkmated in this game, it feels like.
Uh-oh, the Xayah gets engaged on. There's the Featherstorm. That's early as now Lahens. Baker looking for it, just going on a crazy raceway. I don't even know what that was. Meanwhile, Owner goes down, and Lahens is going to find another one. Finds the Kennen here. Nice Zonyas, actually. A lot of damage into Pace, who will go down. And that might actually stop the push for now.
That kind of saves the inhibitor, may have saved the game, because if they end up losing more people there.
They're sticking around, though.
Guma, no ult.
Oh my god! What was that?
Bye-bye!
What was that damage?
I mean, that's some big quirky damage right there.
Was there a spear in that as well? There had to have been.
I think there was, yeah. And the RFC, i.e., everything hurts.
Well, the game might just be over now.
It is now, I think.
They fake back, and Faker's down. Zonyas can only save you so many times, and that spear is going to land, and that might just be GG, as with the Baron. Rebel Baron power play push coming on in. They're looking to end this game, and Gen.G, they almost lost the game today, but they did not. And in the end of the day, it is a relatively clean 2-0 win over T1, as they're playing with their food, who is Owner right now.
These were the best highlights from today's LCK matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say,
Okay.
See you on the next one.